Right now, a WLKY Commitment 2022 forum featuring the race for Louisville Mayor.
Welcome to the WLKY Louisville Mayoral Forum. I'm Mark Vanderhoff. I want to welcome both mayoral candidates, Republican Bill Deriff and Democrat Craig Greenberg. Thanks for joining us. Today's forum will focus on downtown development and workforce issues. Each candidate will have 90 seconds to answer each question. Mr. Greenberg won the draw and will go first. Mr. Greenberg, if elected, what will you do to bring more businesses back downtown and make sure that the businesses who are downtown now stay there?
Thank you for having us, Mark. This is a critical issue as we move Louisville forward in a new direction. Downtown Louisville should be the most vibrant, safe, energetic, authentic, clean, and green neighborhood in all of Louisville. That's key, that we have the heart of our city thriving. So as mayor, we must achieve all of those goals. We need to focus on having more people live downtown than currently do. There's so much opportunity with some office space that's currently vacant or far too many surface parking lots that might not ever be used. We can get the city of Louisville out of the real estate holding company and partnering with organizations to build thriving, vibrant, exciting new mixed-use buildings and projects that will have people living of all income levels with more commercial activities. We finally need to get a real grocery store downtown so that people want to live downtown. That's something that I'll be focused on for my first day in office and something that we can and must make happen. At the same time, we need to continue to ensure that downtown is safe so that people who are living here, working here, or visiting in Louisville feel that safety. And we must focus on the cleanliness of downtown as well to make sure that it's clean, that the graffiti is removed when that happens, that our abandoned cars are removed from the road. All of these things together so that downtown thrives as a safe, authentic, energetic, vibrant, unique, clean, and green space neighborhood for all of Louisville and for people from around the world that come visit here in our great city.
Mr. Deriff.
So the key thing on downtown Louisville right now, everybody says, is safety, safety, safety. And there's perception and then there's reality. So what we'll do is we'll bring a division of downtown for police. And those police officers will be around the corners. You'll be able to see them. They'll be there for ambassadors. They'll be the ones to make you feel safe, but also help you if you need help. So that it'll have to be the right type of officers downtown. Because when you go to New York City, you walk downtown New York City, you feel safe. But the police officers are nice, they're helpful, but they're there for security. So when we talk about the incentive for people to stay that are already here, as a small business owner, the one thing I realize is the oldest family-owned business in J-Town, we always want to keep the people here with incentives to stay here. So any incentive we have is always both for the people that are here and to attract people here. The one thing to bring the people back downtown is the workforce. We have to be creative on the land development code to change it to allow the businesses to do different things. One of them simply is daycare. The daycare is not allowed in some of the situations, and zoning won't allow it to be in the building. We have to change zoning to catch up with reality of what workforce looks like right now. So when we start looking at tourism, workforce, and then we also have to have the people that are around the community say, I want to go downtown because there's something happening down there. So the vibe downtown, both have to have people living downtown, because any downtown right now that is going 90 miles an hour has a living force downtown. So we have to add the people downtown, the workforce downtown, and the tourists downtown.
Well, Mr. Deriff, that feeds into my next question. How do you get people to come back downtown just for like dining and entertainment? We've talked about businesses and stuff, but what about just the people who don't live down there, they don't work down there, but how do you get them in there just for dining and entertainment?
We do two different things. One is, we said we have to make downtown both perceived and in reality safe. So the people right now that when I travel around the outer part that say I will never go downtown is because they don't think it's safe. And so we have to be able to do that, and my reputation as mayor and my police chief come downtown starts adding to that reputation. And then when you see the first division down there, you realize it's a safe place. But the second thing is what we did is, you talk like Teddy that is with the Louisville Orchestra. What we did is brought the Louisville Orchestra out to J-Town so they experience a little bit of the taste of the orchestra so they want to come back downtown. This weekend we had concerts in J-Town to let you get a little experience of, hey, I want to go to the bigger concerts downtown. Basketball is the same way. Everything we do out around the perimeter, we can go downtown and see what all the arts programs. So we can't lose our arts programs to where it is not only food, but it's entertainment downtown that, hey, I want to go do that. And then we have the bike pedal and events like that people want to come downtown to enjoy our community. And it's the waterfront that brings and attracts people. So we have to make sure the waterfront is something that will attract you, that you'll feel safe, that you don't go over to Indiana's waterfront, but you come to our waterfront because it's safe and a great place to be.
Mr. Greenberg, and what about you? I mean, we ask you about businesses and people who live downtown, but what about those people who they don't live downtown, they don't work downtown?
That's right. We definitely need to get a lot more people coming downtown. And that does, as I mentioned earlier, that begins with safety. It begins with cleanliness. But it also needs to be a unique reason to come downtown. We have great historical buildings that have been rehabbed into so many different things that you can only find in downtown Louisville. We need more unique activities that happening downtown, which are now starting to come back after the pandemic. Downtown is the hub of our arts center, the best arts and cultural organizations, many of which are located downtown. For sporting events, we also need to do more festivals. Louisville is a great city for festivals, whether it's the Kentucky Derby Festival, Forecastle, Bourbon and beyond. Let's do more of those in downtown Louisville to give people a reason to come downtown, to tell their friends they had a great experience, and then more will come. We also have great parks in downtown Louisville. Waterfront Development Park, the Big Four Bridge. It's going to continue to expand west, which is an amazing expansion and a critical thing for our community to have more park opportunities in downtown Louisville to experience an active and healthy life. Let's do that here in downtown. And also dining. We need to continue to support the local dining and hospitality establishment along with our bourbon industry. So it's unlike any other place in life. In the country, where you can come and have a unique dining or bourbon experience right here in downtown Louisville for people that live here, as well as people from around the country that want to visit our city. All of these things we can work on to improve our downtown.
Okay, I heard you both talk about keeping or making downtown clean and safe, but how do you make downtown clean and safe and aesthetically pleasing, but at the same time protect some of Louisville's most vulnerable residents? Mr. Greenberg?
Sure. We need to really focus on affordable housing, and we need to address the homeless crisis as well. The homeless crisis is a situation that's not just impacting downtown Louisville, but it's impacting neighborhoods. It's impact all across our entire city. It's impacting highway interchanges and wooded areas near there. It's impacting sidewalks. We need to provide them with more shelter, with more transitional housing opportunities, but also addiction treatment services and mental health treatment services so we can help them get on the pathway to success. We also need to have more affordable housing opportunities. We're currently 30,000 units short of affordable housing in our city. On the first day I announced I was running for mayor, I proudly announced that in my first term, we would get 15,000 new units of affordable housing under construction or built across the entire city, not just in one part of the community. And we need to focus on doing the little things right. We need to clean off the graffiti. We need to ensure that the street lights are working. We need to make sure the streets are clean. We need to remove the abandoned cars from our streets that should be cleared in a matter of days, not a matter of months, as they too often are right now. And as we do those little things right, people will again have that confidence to believe that we are a great city and they will be part of making Louisville a more vibrant, energetic, safe, and clean city than it is today.
Mr. Dearth.
First thing, it starts in the mayor's office to say that we care about these people and it's not compassionate to leave the homeless on the streets. I've said many times, if you move the homeless from one viaduct to another, it's like moving the chairs on the Titanic. The Titanic will eventually sink. So what we are doing now is a homeless person is not just a person. They are multiple people that have different problems. So we have to have a situation that resolves every situation that they are on the streets for. If it's a person that has addiction, we have the Angel program that we help them with and get them off, and we realize they will fall many times. For a person that has a wife that has been abused, that left with the kids in the car and is living on the streets, we have Victims Advocate that helps them go through both the court system and helps them go to where they realize this is not acceptable. Our vets who have fought for us and our freedom, who can't come back and adjust, we have USA Cares and Wounded Warriors and other groups that help them find a job, find housing, find a solution to know that they can adjust to come back. And the person that has lost their house and is on the streets, we have the community, the homeless community that helps them. So as we look to the future, both housing, I said I would like to take $100 million of the ARP money and spend it toward housing. And that's not just housing for apartments, just so we can count units. It's housing for ownership so we can get generational wealth. So the future of the people that are needing us, our help, starts in the mayor's office that cares about what happens in the future to our city.
Mr. Deriff, how would you get some of these long vacant city-owned properties like Louisville Gardens finally redeveloped?
I am one that anybody that knows me, that I do not do studies, I do solutions. And anybody that works for me realizes that I always say there is no such thing as a problem. It's just a solution that has not been brought to me. When we talk about Louisville Gardens, it's a matter of moving forward with a plan. We hire a local person to look at, see what that building can best be used for. And then we move forward and do it. And if we can only get 80% of what is needed in that building, we do it now and we build on it. We take all the different communities around here and we start doing the green space. We do the development of all the different places around town. But it has to be a local developer that understands what we've been through in this community and how we move the city forward in the future.
Mr. Greenberg.
As I mentioned earlier, the city of Louisville needs to get out of the real estate holding company business. There are projects like the Louisville Gardens that you mentioned, 3 full city blocks on the east side of 9th Street, just west of the courthouse, the old Museum Plaza site that I worked on trying to develop at 7th and the River, and that's just in one small part of our central business district downtown. There's property across the entire city that we can work with folks around the city to redevelop, to create safer neighborhoods, more vibrant neighborhoods. We can create more affordable housing. We can create more commercial opportunities in places that need it. We can build real local grocery stores, not just downtown, but in other low-income communities around our city that have been without for far too long. That is unacceptable. So let's start using some of these assets that are vacant, that are bringing neighborhoods down, and revitalize them, working with others who want to invest in our community to create good paying jobs, but also to revitalize neighborhoods, to create safety, to create more green space. These are all things that can happen. The ideas are out there. It's time for action. I spent my entire career turning dreams into reality, revitalizing urban areas. And as mayor, I will take that sense of urgency, that action-oriented approach to make this happen, starting on day one of my administration.
Well, when I talk to local business owners and executives, they're still telling me that they don't have enough workers. So, Mr. Greenberg, you'll go first on this one. What can Metro government do to make sure that local companies have enough workers and that those workers have the skills those companies need?
That's right, Mark. Right now, there are many industries that are short qualified workers. We are short 300 police officers. We're short 1,500 nurses. We're short hundreds of teachers in our city. We must do more to work on workforce development so that Louisville is a thriving city and that is fully staffed in all of these important organizations. I believe the city government can and should be working even more closely with nonprofit organizations and other workforce development organizations like Goodwill, Kentuckiana Works, the academies of JCPS, Code Louisville, and organized labor as well, to ensure that we have people in Louisville that are coming out of JCPS and high school, that we can train them to succeed, to have good paying career path jobs. Not everyone needs to go to a four-year college. That's okay. There are so many different ways to earn a good wage these days, and we at the city can support these organizations that are doing it. That's our future. We need to, if we have 1,500 more nurses in Louisville, not only is that good for our health, that's good for our economy, that's good for our city, and so together, let's work on programs that will fill these jobs.
Mr. Deriff.
So as a sitting mayor with the largest commerce park in the state, I understand what we need to bring workers in order to fill the companies that we ask to come to our city. And what we did 2.5 years ago during the pandemic, we don't wait till after a situation to say to do something. We realized the situation beforehand. We went to the major cities around the United States, and people did not, during the pandemic, want to live in the high-rise towers. And at that point in time, I was also president of Kentucky League of Cities, which was all the cities across the state, including Louisville. And I traveled 187 of them and said, this is the place people will want to live after the pandemic. Because we not only have grass and land, we have be able to breathe fresh air, but Louisville is a key city for the future. We have a little bit of everything that everybody wants, but you don't have to live in the high-rise towers where it's not safe as far as health-wise, or it's not a place where you can get out and enjoy life. So when we look to the future, we have to do the health is one thing to attract an employee come here. So when they're on health insurance assistance and they need to go to a job, we have to have a step program to where they can carry that insurance, they don't lose the insurance. Daycare is another thing that I'll be working in Frankfort again to make it ability that the company can provide daycare in office, where we have to change possibly zoning cases, but also give credits for those businesses that want to have daycare and have it. College is something in this community. I've met with several of the college leaders. I love U of L, but we have a lot of colleges here, and when they graduate students, we need to keep them here so we don't have the brain drain in the future.
All right, well, that concludes our time for questions. Since Mr. Greenberg answered the first question, Mr. Deariff had the chance to go first or second for a closing statement, and he elected to go second. So, Mr. Greenberg, you have 1 minute for your closing statement.
Thank you, Mark. This election is about the future, not the past. I'm excited to be elected as your next mayor of Louisville so we can together work on moving Louisville forward in a new direction, implementing solutions that will make Louisville a safer city, a stronger city, a healthier city, and also a more inclusive city. To grow our downtown, to grow our entire city, to grow our economy, Louisville must be seen as an inclusive city that reflects our values. We must work to heal the racial and other divides that exist in our city, and we must support the rights of women so that people want to live in Louisville now and for the future. These are all things together that we can work on together, that I will, as your next mayor, work with you to unify our city and to move Louisville forward in a new direction. I humbly ask for your vote and look forward to the opportunity to working with you. Thank you.
Mr. Deariff.
As the next mayor of Louisville, we have a key time to bring people here, to be a part of something huge. Coming out of the pandemic, coming out of civil unrest, with inflation soaring, we still have a Ford factory that's just down the street. And if you don't understand economic development, you won't be able to move the needle. But we have to be able to take the businesses here and give them the ability to be the suppliers for Ford. And that's both the DE&I groups and also every business that's here. First thing we do is rise up the business here to let them grow. Then we have the employees want to live here and drive there. So when we start talking about filling our offices up, so many times I hear that, oh my gosh, this company is going from 15 floors to 5. What are we going to do? What we do is we go to Chicago and New York and bring those people here to live, to show them that this is the best place to live. I want to tell you that we should stop being followers and let's start being leaders that other cities want to say, I want to be like Louisville. And as mayor, I will be the leading force to make sure Louisville is the next city.
Well, we want to thank both candidates for joining us. A reminder, Election Day is Tuesday, November the 8th. For WLKY, I'm Mark Vanderhoff.